Hello and good afternoon to everyone. Today we are having another talk in Asia Pacific University of Technology and Innovation. Welcome and thank you very much for joining today's talk. Today we are having very special guest from Multimedia University, Dr. Chung Chin Wei. Dr. Chung today is giving us the very unique and special talks. Probably we didn't have these kinds of talks in our earlier sessions and in our earlier webinars. Today's talk actually is about experiencing youth volunteerism and practicing green habits. In today's talk, Dr. Chung will discuss about focusing on the importance of youth volunteerism in order to create the awareness and promote volunteerism spirit for social well-being among youth. I don't want to discuss much about this talk. I will leave the things into Dr. Chung, but before actually we start the talk,
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, all right. So I wish to thank APU and the organizing committee, especially Dr. Baran and the team for inviting me and my team to do the sharing on the importance of youth volunteerism and also the practicing of green habits. All right, I'm Dr. Chong from Multimedia University and also the program leader of a research institute of inclusive city. They actually focus on the society harmony and volunteerism. Okay, but more importantly, I wish to welcome and thank all of you here for sparing your time to join us today to learn together the importance of volunteerism and the green habits. Thank you, everyone. So let's get started now. Right. So what is volunteerism? As you can see here, is giving without expecting any return. For what? For the benefit of the society and the community. So it is very important because it give a critical contribution to build a strong and cohesive society. Right. So what are the activities that volunteers can do? There are many, and these are the common ones, such as visiting, taking care of elderly, sick people, poor people, and now we have all these climate issues. You can do cleaning up program, protecting environment activities, helping someone to read and write, and so many and many. So the list is endless. So who can volunteer? Can student volunteer? You may say, I have no experience, I don't have time. But actually, anyone can volunteer, whether you are young, you're old student, male, female, able or disabled, as long as you have the sincere heart, yes, you can volunteer. You can find your time to volunteer. Right? So why youth? So we are specifically talking about youth volunteerism. So youth, according to Malaysian National Youth Development Policy, this is a age in between 15 to 35 years. So you are the key agents for social change. Right, you are providing the energy, creativity, ideas, and the determination to drive the innovation and reform the country. Right, so you are the promise for the generation. So you are the hope. As you can see here, Malaysia also almost half of the population comprised of this group, right? So, however, okay, this group is always viewed as a problematic group, okay, of people rather than individual, actively involved in the development initiative. People may think, may perceive this group as an undisciplined group, disrespectful and unfriendly. All right, as you can see also the recent statistics in the youth unemployment, they always say that lack of contact, lack of real life exposure, lack of access to training opportunity, so they and so many things else. They actually, saying that this group is a problematic group. So how to engage, how to get the youth engagement? So that's the only answer. It's one of the answers, basically, okay, youth volunteerism. So what is youth volunteerism, or what is volunteering? Is it just spending time, or it's just doing a charity work, or it's just helping others? So actually, this volunteerism or the youth volunteerism can be very meaningful and can be very significant to the society and to yourself, right? So as you can see here also, as stated in the International Association for Volunteer Effort, so youth volunteerism actually can broaden your network of contact, all right, and also encourage youth to gain the reality from different perspectives, right? And also from the Secretary of Labor, US, youth volunteerism can improve your resume and give a positive impression to the competitive job market, especially you don't have any job experience. Right. Also, in this strategic framework of United Nations, they are strongly promoting the engagement of the youth in achieving the sustainable development. All right, so try to leverage your capability, the skills and creativity in order to get a sustainable future. So you can see this is how important is youth volunteerism. So there are also many evidence, especially in conducting this youth league organization in many countries, because youth actually is a force for change. All right, they use this youth lead organization to develop the spiritual and physical strengths, all right, towards to become the responsible citizens and to develop the spirit of volunteerism. So we can see how important is youth volunteerism, right? In Malaysia also, we have this MyCop. I'm not too sure whether you heard about this MyCop. It's actually more on the international volunteer program. All right, so the missions for this MyCop is basically to create the impact, okay, the impact of the youth to the Malaysian market, and also to broaden the mindset and have, to gain the different perspective, to look at different culture and to find a meaningful sense of purpose among the youth. You can see this is how they actually contribute to the international countries when they have these international relief programs, right? And I get one example from Bangladesh. This is how the youth contribute to the society also. So this JK Auto Foundation was formed by 73 youth volunteers. They serve the 3 to 6 years children. All right, they run free preschool education. They run IT courses. They run adolescents help program and so many other awareness program. Okay, so as you can see here, it can be very fun. All right, the volunteer teach the school children. This is actually how they do the volunteering. They contribute back to the society. Right. And how about in Malaysia? So in Malaysia, we have the recent report in the STAR 2017 saying that, or reported that there are not enough volunteerism among Malaysians, especially younger generation. All right, and as for the research purposes, as you can see, some of the papers or some of the research have been done among the volunteerism. Basically, they're looking at the factors, challenges, and then to identify the different factors, how to motivate people to be the volunteer. And in fact, recently I got a FRGS grant from Ministry of Education. Also, it shows that this area is actually an important area. They have been emphasized by government also to look into how to develop or how to promote the volunteerism spirit among the youth, right? So now come back to the main point here. Why volunteerism, or why volunteering? What are the motivators? All right, so most of the people, they will say, okay, I just want to help people, which is very true. All right, you can see we have the heart to help the poor, the elderly, or the institutional care, those people who are actually in the misfortune or underprivileged situation. So we can give them material or financial assistance. But more importantly is we offer our love, the emotional kind of support, our care, our encouragement, and our guidance to them. You can see here, they go for institutional visit, go for old folks home, or maybe during those disasters. Right. So these people, they are normally, they have low sense of self-worth and they are normally isolate themselves from the public. But when we go and visit them, we talk to them, this is so-called the power of touch. All right, the power of smile, a kind word, the caring that we give to them will turn their life around. When we talk to them, we guide them, they will open their heart. And then sometimes they will regain self-confidence. So these people, sometimes they're looking forward for the visit, especially the institutional visit. Every month you go and visit them. So they are actually looking forward every month, for you to visit them because they want to do you, that kind of caring and that kind of love that you provide to them. Right, and then you can see here, these are the simple happiness activities arranged by the NGO, those orphanage home, those refugees, children. You can see from our volunteer, they say what the smiles on the kid face was the most inspiring moment. All right, so remember, we have the ability to make a difference in another's life just by our showing our caring and love to these people. Right. So these unfortunate people, they cannot find or they cannot come out. No, they are not able to get the help. So we are the blessed one. We should go to them. All right. So through reaching these people, so we can spread the spirit of love. So this is a practice of giving. So the practice of giving is very important to inspire the love and the compassion so that we can build a better society, a more harmony and a more cohesive community in our country. Right. So now you may think that, okay, right, volunteerism is to help others. How about myself? What can I get? Right. Even though it's it's a so-called like we volunteer without expect any return, but we can actually grow our wisdom and have our own personal development. So by volunteering, actually, you can experience a sense of achievement and your personal satisfaction. Once you serve others, you can have the joy, happiness in yourself, inside your heart. Right. It may also increase your self-esteem and also your self-confidence. Now, why we say so? So that is the phrase they always use: touch the world and be touched in return. Right. So why we say by volunteering? Some of you may say that, okay, we want to help people. Can we just donate money? That's it. But what we are emphasizing here is to visit ourselves. You can volunteer yourself. The personally visiting can actually give you a transformative experience. Now, why we say so? So you can take a look here. These are some of the experiences that our volunteers have gone through. So you can just imagine this is actually a place that is, stay a home of a family, a very simple home of a family of 5 or 6. Right? You can see this is just a room, but you can see everything is inside the kitchen. They're eating here, cooking here, sleeping here. I think this is a sick lady. All right, hanging clothes here. Everything is here. So can you imagine this one? This is the place that we find in KL, in this modern city. Right. And in fact, if you look at here, this is what? Where is this? This is a balcony. Right. So some of them actually they are not able to pay for the rental. So they just get, this small space, the small balcony. Okay, a mother and a single mom and a baby to stay there. So can you just imagine? All right. So this is actually through volunteering, through your personally visiting, you can see all this with your own eyes. So therefore, when we say so, we know we have poor people around us, but if we don't go and visit them, we don't feel the connection. Okay, we don't have the feeling. But when you see them through your own personal experience, you can actually change the perspective you see the thing, because it will awaken your compassion, your inner kindness when you see all these people. Right. So when you have this one, so when you give your love, you will feel your love and also kindness in your heart. Okay, so this will actually influence your thought, change your perspective, how you see the things, and also make us involved in, in doing more good deeds and also to help people. So this is very important for youth, for young people, because in the case, you will engage in more this kind of benefiting activity rather than spending those non-beneficial activities there. All right. And also, many people will say that youth will take things for granted. You already have your iPhone. You still want to, go for iPhone 6, iPhone 7 when some good model coming in, right? But somehow, can you imagine, we also have the experience like, a family. We visited the family. Okay, so when we visited them, then they say what, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, and then they say, I want to sleep already. Why you go for sleep so early? They say, in order to avoid to feel hungry. I want to sleep early so that, next day I wake up, then I can go to school and have my breakfast in my school. So they actually one day only have their lunch. Their mother cook only one lunch for them, 2 o'clock. They had their breakfast morning, 10 o'clock at school, and then 2 o'clock come back home. Mother cook only one lunch, for them, and then after that no more meals for them. 7 o'clock they go for sleep so that they don't feel hungry. Okay, so you imagine or not? And also, nowadays youngsters like to go for Starbucks, those coffee bean. One, the coffee costs you how much? Maybe 17, 20 ringgit. Can you imagine 20 ringgit can be the cost of living expenses for one family of 5 or 6 members? All right, so this thing actually, if we don't go and visit them, we don't know this happen. So therefore, we should feel contentment, we should feel gratitude. So we shouldn't take things for granted. So we should be blessed. Okay, feel blessed. In the case, cherish what we have, and also we should give back. Okay, we should actually learn how to give more and then serve others. Okay, same thing with recycling activities also. If you involve in recycling activity, protecting, doing the sorting, you can see that a lot of new clothes are being disposed. Some clothes are still with the price tag. You can see, wow, how waste, how these are so you know you buy and then you just dispose your new clothes without wearing, or you just wear a few times, and then you just bring to the recycle center. So this one will actually trigger you to think twice when you want to buy things, whether I should buy, whether is this a need, or whether it is just a want, or I want it, or I need it, or it is a must for you to buy. So you have to think twice. So all this actually is a learning for you. And also, when you visit those poor families and those poor people, sometimes there are a group of them, they are very positive. Okay, many people may say that youngster nowadays cannot cope with challenges. A bit of things you want to give up. Okay, a bit of things. Okay, many youth also go for, because of stress, they go for commit suicide, things like that. But on the other hand, you can see a group of people, when you visit them, they are disabled. Maybe they are disabled. Despite their disability, physical disability, they are very determined. They are very positive. They still want to help people. You can see in the recycling center, those are on the wheelchair, they still want to come out and then do some contribution to the society. And also we find some refugees family, they are having cancer. They are actually, having pain in their body, but they still go and do their work, do cleaning and so on, because they want to earn a living. So they are very positive. So these are the teachers to our life. All right. So those good ones, we should learn from them. All right, those negative one, that should be give us a lesson, give us a lesson, so that we're not going to repeat, we're not going to, how to say, learn, get their lesson, learn from their lesson, not to become this kind of life, like the ending life. So all these are actually true story, and also if we know all this, it can actually add value to our life. So all these are teachers, so it can give us a very good experience and good lesson outside the classroom. Okay, it strongly encourage you to become and to visit, to do the personally visiting, what we call it, to the poor, and then doing the charity. Of course, other than that, it will enhance the interpersonal skills also, right? So we have the opportunity to practice because we are working in a team. We can have social network. Okay, strengthen support your network, get the new experience, and it can be very fun. As you can see, all these are volunteers, can be very fun, right? You can see go to the beach, cleaning the beach, all this. All right, can be very fun. Cooking, vegetarian, visiting patient, painting the classroom. All right, and then go to institutional visit. All right, and then street feeders, you learn a lot of things. And these are the disaster relief. All right, and very important, actually, through volunteering, it will enhance your employability and also building your CV, because you don't have any working experience. So this volunteerism experience can be your selling point. Interviewer will look at all these, what kind of characteristic, and then more importantly is if you're a volunteer, normally you're having good ethical value. Okay, so this is actually a very good platform for you to practice. Right, and we have also last year done a Malaysian studies among the private university. These are some of the statistics. Among 373 students, we had different faculty. This is in Malaysia, and 52 sometimes not so. All right, and you can see before university, they are having this what we call voluntary experience, 62.8. But unfortunately, when they enter university life, the percentage drop. Okay, and here also you can see they have encouragement from family. So this is why also we want university students to continue to volunteer yourself. Okay, and you can see also these are some of the activities that enroll, but is very surprisingly the highest activity that they enroll is actually more on the maintenance or repair. This is quite interesting. And as you can see here, the factors, the main motivators actually come from utilitarian. Utilitarian meaning to say they agree that volunteering can actually help them to develop new experience, new skills, okay, and then learn to see different cultures and so on. And then the second more important factor is altruistic. Altruistic is basically your heart. You want to help others. You feel compassion. So these two are actually proven very important. So we strongly encourage university students to enroll yourself or to be the volunteers. Okay, and as you will enjoy these two, these are the strong motivators. And more importantly is the challenges. So what are the challenges? So many university students saying that they don't have the time. This why this stop them. This become the main challenge for them. So we hope that going through this session. Hope that you understand, why volunteerism are so important. So we really hope that, if you have time, please do remember to volunteer yourself. Okay, it's not just only helping the people, but you can gain a lot from this volunteerism practice. But of course, over here also there's a lack of opportunity. Do not know how to get involved. This is why also we conduct this kind of seminar, and we try to link you to also various NGOs so that you've got the connection. Okay, where to look for the opportunities. All right, to volunteer yourself. Right. So that's why it is more of a blessing to serve others than to be served. So if we are the blessed ones, so we should go out and serve others to contribute to the society. Right. So remember that the happiest people are not those getting more, but those giving more. So try to learn giving. Try to practice giving. Right. So ask yourself, to make whether you want to make a better it better around where I live, the place, or to meet people who are different from me, to try something new, to do something with your spare time, to see a different way, to go at the type of work I might want to do as a full-time job. So there are many, many, openings, to be the volunteers. All right. So you try to grab the opportunity whenever you have time. Right. So giving others blessing is creating the blessing for oneself. Right. So this is the end of the session. But before that, I would like to show you one YouTube video on the importance of volunteerism. So let's. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Choi. I'm very sorry. I guess in the earlier time I get disconnected when I was introducing you into the people. Sorry for this technical problem. Right now we are moving into the second speaker. The second speaker is one of the representative of one of the foundation, and she can definitely give us more details about this program. Miss Intira Munion. Miss Intira Munion is a very high profile person actually. She's coming and joining us right now. But I need to tell you a little bit about this speaker. She has interest in both the corporate and social work. She has founded and developed and led several local and international programs. She's also a member of many different projects. She's an international speaker, trainer, coach, a leadership expert, and she's also a business consultant. Let's to welcome Ms. Indira into Asia Pacific University and to the talk. Thanks, Ms. Indira.
Thank you, Dr. Baran. It's a great pleasure for me to be on the platform that you have invited me for today. I would definitely say it would be a great opportunity for people out there to also get to know about the organization that I'm representing today, the Agatian Shelter, which we are located at Petaling Jaya. And I would also have to say thanks to Dr. Chong earlier, who have shared great session, and definitely that would have been open eyes of many people who can actually think about what's the volunteers all about. Yes, just to give a little insight, I'm Intira, the CSR strategy of Agatian Shelter. I've been serving them as a volunteer for the past almost 7 years. So definitely it was a great opportunity and it was a fantastic learning journey that I went through with them, where I started with zero platform. So that wasn't any pathway in order for me to walk. But looking back today, yes, we have traveled a great, toneful journey where we learned everything together, and now we are somewhere because of that learning. All these joined us because of just one matter, which is volunteerism. The entire shelter is operating on volunteer board alone. Very, very peculiar organization, one of the kind in Malaysia. And I'm very humble yet proud to say that I'm representing them. Let me just share the share screen today, what I have to show. Yeah, I hope this can be seen by everyone. Yes. So Agatian Shelter, it's an NGO based in Malaysia. I think couldn't see the share screen. Just a second, let me stream it out. Share screen. Can see, yeah? All right, I hope it is visible. So Agatian Shelter is an NGO where the cause is supporting children, um, particularly Malaysian children who are found from streets, orphans, abandoned children, and abuse-based cases children. So over the years, we have developed several programs, and one of the program that we are doing at the moment is AVP, which is Agatian's volunteer program. This is one of a kind because we encourage not only students, but youth entirely from Malaysia and from other global geographical location as well. Yeah. Just to take a look on what the organization is all about. The organization was actually founded by late Mr. Siva, who's no longer around with us, unfortunately, in 2003. And at the moment, we are nurturing 30 boys aged between 4 to 19. It's an NGO managed purely by dedicated volunteers and staffs. The entire operational board is governed by a group of volunteers. And I'm very happy that I'm one of them, which I learned enormous things from them over the period of time. Yes, what we do is we actually nurture the underserved boy from deprived childhood background where they could be from abuse background, orphan kids, single parental children, also from poor background children. And this is just not a center or organization to provide basic needs for these kids. Perhaps it, it goes beyond the limit where, other than the basic needs, we have to empower them and transform the entire lifestyle of these kids through a proper education. Because some of the children who are in the organization that we are taking care of, they are second generation staying in NGO. So we have to break the poverty cycle through transforming them into giving the right education at the right time by the right people. That's why the entire organization is shaped in such a way. We are recognized by various governmental, private, local, and international bodies. One of it is ROS, Register of Society. MACPEM is the state welfare. JKM is the state and federal welfare. LHDN, we are the tax exempted organization. MIM is the Malaysian Institute of Management. We are also a professional body, part of them. Other than this, we are also being part of Isaac Global, where we provide a lot of programs for them. Uh, in addition, we have SBB and Abroad Internship. These are the international bodies that we are also incorporate with. How do we manage the entire operation of the shelter is definitely fundraising. It's topping up the list at the moment because we are an NGO. We are not actually subsidized by any government grants at the moment. The corporates are patronizing it. And since it's a multi-religion organization, we are not affiliated with any religion bodies. So it's a standalone organization, which purely on depending on public donations as well as the private funding that we can come up with within the volunteers. Of course, we do a lot of self-sustainable programs, which could actually sustain the operations for the past 17 years now. Yeah. Many people do talk about volunteering program. Let's volunteer. It's either through because of a requirement given by the university, workplace, or of their personal belief. And they also have personal preference to do volunteering programs in NGOs. But there are big group of people who are still confused in which are the area they can help. Just now, we just went through the session with Dr. Chong that we can do visiting to NGO centers, we can help out in their cleaning process, teaching, and things like that. So there are three different levels in volunteering industry, I would say. Those are the operational level, tactical, and strategic. Operation level, we will classify for those activities under the category of cleaning, visiting, helping out with their daily chores, and giving some emotional support to those underserved community. There comes the operation level. The tactical level, it comes into more on technicality side. If a person is an expert in IT, they can provide their IT professional service to the organization. If they are into a task management side, they can come and structure the management side on the office level, the administration process. That is the operational level of volunteering program. The most and least people focused at the moment is the strategic level of volunteering because it takes a lot of time, effort, and passion in order for us to be part of the strategic level. And there goes the strategic level is how it being designed is whatever deed that we're going to do, regardless it's small step help or big step, it should create a sustainable impact to the organization. That's how we classify it, whether it's strategic or not. Yeah. Few are the programs that we do. How people can actually become the volunteer for a Gaitian shelter in particular is we do have strategic partnership programs where people can actually collaborate with us for a longer period of time in order to create a sustainable solution for the organization and for the beneficiary who are benefiting under this roof. We also have a networking and brainstorm virtual group, and each group from diverse background of people, people from different walks of life. This is because virtual network group, we are actually managing that through WhatsApp group and a private Facebook group. It is a platform for people from different platforms, from different professions to come and share their idea and how they can enhance the operations of the organization. So that is more important. It's not only always right that more brains spoil the soup. Sometimes it really enhances the taste of the soup. So that is why such group has been also established. We also have another category, which is professional services, where students in particular, say or university students, whatever discipline or whatever subject that they are majoring of, this could be a great platform for people to actually practice and get a hands-on experience. Because students, sooner or later, they're going to be in the job market. They wouldn't have any working experience, as in like a full-time job working experience. So this could be a great platform for them to engage with any NGOs that is related to their subject that they are majoring in the university, to get the hands-on experience, right? So that they can bring this knowledge and experience to the workplace in very near future. That's how many students are trying to correlate with what they have studied with the organization that we are doing. And over the period of 17 years now, we have worked with more than 150,000 volunteers. Yeah. Other than that, we do have another slot for virtual and physical event organizing segment, where volunteers can assist in fundraising events or run awareness campaigns and any other similar activities for the best benefit of the organization and the beneficiaries. With this, they learn the end-to-end process of what is happening and what could be done for the betterment of the society and the development of the community. Teaching is one most noble volunteer program. I would definitely say it takes a lot to be part of teaching program. Yeah. So Gatins, we do run two types of teaching program. One we call it as Gatins EduMe. Another one is Gatins Enrichment Program. EduMe, it's totally into education syllabus, which is under the Malaysian Education Ministry guideline. Enrichment programs or the extra skills, soft skills, those hard skills that they can learn. These are the extra skills the children going to bring and enhance themselves for their future. When they attend their university, they can benefit. So we do need volunteers to actually not only to teach them tuition on languages and calculation, but Gatians also very actively look and recruit volunteers for enrichment programs where both parties, the volunteers and the children, they can benefit from this program. We do have some process flow just to simplify the entire process. When a student or a public actually apply, they will actually send the inquiry to our organization. Then they have to submit the registration form. We have to do an evaluation procedure. We have to conduct it, because it's just not that anyone can come and volunteer. There are certain criteria have been set as a guideline for the organization to choose who could fit the best into which role. Because many inquiries come on a very surface level. They just want to play game with the children, which is good. It's nothing wrong. There is no right or wrong rule in volunteering program, because volunteering program, it's all about doing with your full heart out of your passion and compassion. However, every organization will have their own need and all the requirement in order for them to fit in the right volunteer for the right roles and responsibilities. That is why this evaluation process will actually take place. Whether it's reject or approved, the organization will revert back to the applicant in order for them to submit the service plan. When we say service plan is, it's just not that they can come in and start the volunteering program right away. There will be a structured framework in which area they would like to help the organization and the children, in which particular subject matter that they would like to give their volunteering service for the betterment of the community. So there will be a structured, a formula shared by Agathians to the volunteers. It is to guide them in how to do things systematically and how to do things in a very proper way. In this method, it just not only benefit the organization as a whole, but for the volunteers who are going to be part of our team as well. They learn something new. I'm sure they wouldn't have heard anything about service plan for volunteering program. Volunteering program by globally, people hear that I just go, I help the needy, I give a solution for their problem and come. But how do you think it's going to benefit even more when you have a proper plan when you're going to give your ultimate service? It's going to create a sustainable solution for the people that you're going to help. That's what we are looking at. It's just not a one-off help, but your help should be sustainable even you have done once. That's the most important thing in volunteering program. After the submission has done, there goes the commencement of the service. After the completion of the service, the certificate of appreciation will be presented to the volunteer, to the applicant, who have successfully completed their program as per the guideline, as per the service plan, and we will also share the the uh, the positive feedback. It's that is how you will know what you have done and what change you have brought to the organization and the beneficiary as a whole. There are many benefits. Just to summarize into few, we can say that we do provide recommendation letter as a referral for future employment. This is specifically for university students. Now, um, people from HR department and corporates no more hiring people from job portals in a big mass hiring. People are hiring mainly from LinkedIn. This is proven statistic in social media marketing. Please give a check also. LinkedIn platform has created a big platform for hiring managers as well as job seekers. So when you do a volunteering program, automatically you will be updating in your profile, in your LinkedIn account. And when you attach a recommendation letter coming from a well esteemed organization, this is a great opportunity for the hiring manager to see you as a wholesome person. No hiring managers are hiring for scores. Bear that in mind. I'm being as a hiring manager, I'm telling I do not see any scores, any marks of a person. It's not to discourage people to get high marks or what. No, because we want to hire a person for their attitude, for their behavior, for their commitment. This ABC formula, it's always the top notch of any hiring managers: attitude, behavior, and commitment. Being a volunteer, it shows you as a wholesome person that you're not only concentrating to yourself, you are also giving attention. You are paying attention to the need of the society and community. With that kind of a characteristic that you have, you're definitely going to be a great employee for any companies that you're going to put your full commitment for the development of that organization. So that is how an hiring manager will also put a thought when hiring any person. Recommendation letter, updating your CV and your social media platform with all your volunteering experience, definitely it's going to be a winning token for you to get into the employment, knowing the fact that now is the pandemic time, the employment climate, it's not very favorable. do something today just to seize your great opportunity. I would say that doing this volunteering program will also bring you into, absorb you into those dynamic environment, because you are going to include yourself into an organization which is purely stranger for you. So much of dynamicism that you're going to learn from a diverse walk of people. And that could definitely give you a great opportunity for you to network and expand your acquaintances, where in future you would not know how they're going to be a help of your personal and professional development in any perspective of your time. Gaining life experience to grow personally and professionally. Definitely. It's, would you believe that? Would you agree with me? We can never learn swimming just by reading. You have to jump into the pool and, get a coach and learn out about it. So that's how gaining your life experience through volunteering, youths especially, because you are the empty glass of experience. You're going to fill up the glass with full of community and societal based experience, where you're going to carry this into your future employment. Definitely it's going to create a personal and professional development within you without you are realizing. Certificate of appreciation would be part of the perks of your volunteering program. Many organizations do provide this to help the students and youth to actually elevate yourself professionally, and this could also help you to climb the career ladder. Personal fulfillment, it's something that I would say no one can deny. I'm being personally volunteering into NGO setups for more than 15 years. 7 years, almost 7 years, I'm dedicatedly being volunteering with Agathian Shelter. I can say my personal fulfillment is top notch. Yeah, just to share a little story, when I came to Agathians, it was just for an attempt to rescue, because in the month of January 2014, we lost the founder of this organization. That's why I came to fulfill his roles and responsibility for a shorter period of time, for only 60 days, to stabilize the operation and for me to get back to job. But over the period I was there, the fulfillment, the contentment that I gained was enormous. I decided to stay. And yeah, it's already almost 7 good years. I can say more good years are coming for me. Yeah. We have several strategic partners into our Gateians volunteer program, AVP. There are many universities, so I'm sure you can relate how we work closely with universities. We also work with lots of corporates like CIMB, well-esteemed bank. The other side, this is Min Consult. It's an engineering organization, universities, local universities, foreign universities. Abroad internship, it's an international NGO based in Netherlands. Isaac, of course, you all know who are they. So these are the some of the partners that we collaborate, and we run this AVP program for the past 17 years into our operation. You'll be surprised. We have been serving, we served, we are still serving, we will be serving even more. At the moment, we are serving 51 countries, volunteers, people from all around the world. Because volunteerism, it doesn't only require for you to be present physically, knowing the fact at the current moment you can't travel anywhere. We even run AVP program for global youth and students. So in that sense, they can actually participate in several of our programs virtually. They still serve us as a volunteer. They still gain all the benefits that they're supposed to gain, and they still bring back baggage of their experience for their future employment. And that's the most beautiful thing ever any youth or university students can do as part of their homework before they get into an employment. So that's the caption that we always have, that work locally with global exposure as a leader. Being a leader, you are not born as a leader, but you are molded as a leader. And there is no easy way, shortcut way for you to become a leader in whichever aspect that you're looking at. So be it in education, in your career, in your entrepreneurship, in future, you have to act according today in order for you to gain those experiences, knowledge, skill, wisdom today in order for you to attain that level. So work locally with global exposure, since there are so many people from different walks of life, and these are the professionals who are actually pouring the virtual group that we have created, lots of ideas, lots of opportunity. Just with that platform, imagine more than 50% of the population that we have in our volunteering group, they have attained many global opportunity in terms of employment. So that is definitely a great platform for many volunteers to benefit out of it, because end of the day, the volunteers gave out with full of passion without expecting anything. But that's the law of universe. They are getting a lot more than what they would have imagined. And definitely this is a great opportunity for youth nowadays, because of the pandemic, COVID-19, so many things have slowed down. So you make use of the opportunity to learn today so that you get enough experience, skill, and talent for you to shine tomorrow. 2021 is not very far away from us. It's going to start anytime soon. Many economic climates have restarted for them to boost up. Universities, colleges are also starting. Because of such climate has exists, Agatians are creating, and we have designed virtual volunteer program just to cater people from different part of the world to benefit from all the programs that we have. End of the day, they have a takeaway when they leave with full of knowledge and skill. With that, I would thank everyone to listen to me for the session, and I hope volunteerism would be part of your DNA, because it's going to definitely shape everyone's future, not only yours, the community, the society, the global need as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cintura, for the very informative talk. I'm so sure that our students will love it. And you can actually see the contact number and the email address of Ms. Cintura if you need more information on that, or if you want, maybe you can find more info about these kinds of volunteerism activity. Definitely you can approach her. Definitely AP also will consider for these kinds of activities, but I hope the students can understand that this is not a very good time for coming with these kinds of physical activities, as our campus is currently is open, but all the classes are online, and we are not encouraging these activities until further notice. Hopefully the situation gets better in a few months' time. Yeah. And we can actually get the opportunity to invite you and your colleagues into our campus, and hopefully you can actually conduct some physical workshop for our students to get more information about these activities. Thank you very much. We'll come back to you later for the Q&A if you will be available in a few minutes' time. Okay, if you don't mind, everyone, for now, we are going to refer to some of the volunteers and the students from other universities, and some of the volunteers from some foundation, like Chu Chief Foundation as well. And these students, actually, they're going to share their experiences with us. I'm going to introduce them. There are three of them. Probably they're coming one by one. Xin Yi from Multimedia University, graduated actually from Multimedia Universities, and Yong Xian and Jung Xian. All three of them are going to share their experiences with us. Okay, right now we can actually get Tan Xin Yi. Okay, Tan, you're listening.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Xin Yi from MMU, Multimedia University, master students. So now I'm actually doing, I've actually worked in the green issues for a few years. So today I'm going to share about some green issues around the world and a few habits that we can do to help mitigate the issues. So now let's start the sharing with a simple action. This is the action we do every day, right? Do you have any idea how much trash you produce every day? Our government actually has calculated for us. Each Malaysian is observed to produce and dispose about 1.17 kg of trash per day. So what is the concept of 1.17 kg? we dispose the trash every day. It's about like 7 to 8 apples or 30 eggs. And that brings up to more than 8 million tons of trash, which is equivalent to 50 Petronas Twin Towers per year. So have you ever wondered, where does the trash go after you leave them in the trash can? About 70% of the trash goes into landfill. But what is a landfill? Let me show you a picture. So this is a landfill where trashes are dumped and form into trash mountains. When you look at this picture, this is the lorries that collect trashes and dump all the waste at landfills. And there are thousands of them in one landfill daily. And there are a total of 230 of landfills of different sizes in Malaysia. The picture under it is a trash mountain piling up. Huge excavators will mix and distribute the trashes and waste to the top of the landfill. The reason they do so is because they are scavengers or trash pickers who will collect plastics, woods, metal pieces, so literally everything that can be recycled from the large landfills for a living. The waste we generate is too much, where it requires the landfill to operate for 24 hours to handle all that junk. So other than landfills, where can the trash go? Let's look at this picture. So on the water surface, you can see something. Let's take a closer look. These are actually all trashes, and most of them are plastics. And now we have a look from the underwater. This is what you see when you go to snorkeling. Instead of fishes, turtles, corals, now you see trashes. This is also the point of view of marine lives. When the fishes swim, they see this, and what they do next is they eat them, because they cannot differentiate what is food and trash. Unlike human, we learn from the young that our mother or our parents will tell us, don't eat the toys because that's plastic, you cannot eat it. They will tell us what can be eaten and what cannot, but no one does that to marine lives. So marine lives learn that by making mistakes, and these mistakes are usually very costly, almost they can cost their lives. So let's look at what happened after the animals eat the trashes. So this is a seabird who ate plastics. We all learned that after food is digested, it then moved into the intestine. But plastics could not be digested. So they are stuck inside this bird's body. It slowly could not eat anything else, and no nutrients are supplied to its body. So it was starved to death, and sadly, there are millions of such seabirds around the world. Next, this is a whale. The whale is found on a beach, and scientists open it up. They found more than 100 kg of trashes in its stomach, including nets and plastics. Now, the third one, we see a cute turtle. It's approaching a plastic bag. It's not playing with the plastic bag. This is because turtles eat jellyfish, and when plastic bags float in water, they look like one. So the turtles will eat them by mistake, and the same thing happened to the seabirds will happen to them also. Lastly, this is the stomach of a fish. The small colorful pieces you see is actually plastics. Scientists have found such microplastics inside humans too, and they suggested that if you consume fishes regularly, you would have eaten the plastics of the size of a credit card every year. So we see all four types of animals here, but they all face the same problem, which is they ate plastics. Actually, they ate all trashes they found in the oceans, but plastics cannot be digested. So this is what we see as an outcome. That was the water pollution part. Now let's go at look at other green issues. You can see polar bears on these small caps of ice. We all like polar bears, right? They're very cute. But you see they're on very small cap of ice because they have nowhere to go. This is because the global temperature is rising and ice caps are melting, and the polar bears have lost their homes. And this is why that is what we always refer to as global warming. There are many reasons that lead to global warming. One of the reasons is greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide produced by the factories or burning activities. Another gas that causes global warming is methane gas. Methane gas are emitted by cooking gases, landfills when the decomposition is happening, and livestock. Methane and carbon dioxide are what we call greenhouse gases, and these gases are contributing greatly to the global warming issue. So this is a simplified process of global warming. When sun shines on the earth, heat is brought in also. And by nature, the earth has a mechanism of bouncing the heat back into the space. But when these greenhouse gases have formed a shield around the earth and trap this heat within, when the heat cannot escape into the space, of course, the earth is getting warmer and warmer. We've talked about two of the largest green issues around the world, the trash and the global warming. Now I will share about what can we do about that. The easiest way to greatly reduce our climate impact is via practicing the 5R concept. All of our trashes need to go through this 5R before we can proceed to dispose them. So we always have this recycle in our mind before we throw something, but it is actually the last step you can do. The first step in 5R is actually to refuse or reject using and buying any unnecessary, unsustainable, non-recyclable goods or products with excessive packaging. For example, we can refuse plastic bags, plastic straws, and single-use utensils. Then you will ask the question, what can we use? How do I drink my boba tea without a straw? Then here comes the second step, which is reuse. We can use reusable items such as shopping bags, metal straws, and reusable food containers. Single-use containers and utensils have developed a throw-away norm where we throw things away after we use them for once. And this is leading plastic crisis to become one of the greatest environmental problem globally. So we should use reusable products like ceramic cups, wooden plates, and metal utensils to break this norm. Next, minimizing the use of hazardous, unnecessary, and non-recyclable goods is the third step. Reducing our dependency on these items results in less waste materials ending up in the landfills and the environmental pollution linked with them. For example, to cut paper used in half, you should use both sides of the paper. Another thing that is important to reduce is food waste. Did you know that in year 2020 itself, Malaysians waste 17 tons of food per day, which can actually feed 2.2 million people 3 times a day. And that food waste can fill up to 16 twin towers. When preparing or ordering food, we should just get as much as we can finish. Also, we can shop less and shop wisely. Only buy the things you really need. Not only it does help you save money, but also reduce the production of goods and hence the environmental impact due to production. Fourthly, if you cannot reject, reduce, and reuse something, try repurposing objects or repair old items to prolong their lives. For example, you cannot refuse a phone in your life, right? But when it's spoiled, try to repair them instead of buying a new one immediately. And if you really want to get a new phone, trade in your old phone to repurpose it. Another example of repurposing is this tire. Tires cannot be recycled actually. So an artist has turned it into a decoration to give it a new life. And also, we can make plastic bottles into stationery holders. Finally, once all the 4 R's are gone through, recycling is the most environmental friendly waste disposal strategy. What are the things we can recycle actually? In Malaysia, there are 4 main types of materials can be recycled, namely paper products, plastics, metals, and glasses. So paper products including newspapers, your usual printing, writing papers, carton boxes like your parcels, and your paper bags. Next, I put metals, glasses, and plastics together. To make it simple, basically, most of the containers you can fill up with liquid, they can be recycled. Another material that can be recycled are Tetra packs, which are your milk boxes and juice boxes. When we recycle papers, we can make new papers. Same goes to glasses, plastics, and metals. And less resources are needed to be further taken from the earth. And interesting I want to share with you is when you recycle plastic bottles, there are technologies that can manufacture clothing out of plastics, and we can produce shirts and eco blankets. Next, when you recycle Tetra packs, they can be compressed into composite materials where we can make furniture and we can build houses out of that. Another point to note when you recycle something is to make sure they are clean, dry, and empty. Your recyclables need to be as pure and as clean as possible. For example, if you have some paper bags from McDonald's and you want to recycle them, so make sure that they are not stained with the oil from your food. When I have some trash that I cannot handle with 5R, there's one new R I need to reconsider, which is rot. When you dispose an item, try to make sure it is decomposable naturally. Let's say if I want to throw a banana peel, we throw into on a ground. Can it rot? If yes, then you can dispose them safely and they will eventually be decomposed at the landfill, and you can make them into fertilizers for your garden. And that will not cause any environmental damage. But if today you are going to throw a pen, try imagine, a pen cannot decompose by itself naturally, so it will be harmful for the environment. So we try to avoid that. We need to think of a better way to dispose these harmful items. Besides 5R, there are some daily actions we can do to reduce our environmental impact. The first tip is try not to take out or order food delivery. When you order something out, you will receive one plastic bag, a few containers, some single-use utensils, and there's a lot of non-decomposable waste. Sometimes, when you cannot finish the food, you will even create food waste. So try to eat your food at where it is made, and if you really want to take out, use your own container. In such case, only one container is used and it is always reused. If you really cannot prevent having a plastic container, so we try to clean it and recycle it. Next, I'm showing you two types of meals. On the left-hand side is a lot of meat, and on the right-hand side, some equally delicious and nutritious plant-based diet. Meat consumption is actually one of the great cause of global warming. Like I mentioned earlier, raising livestock is a great emission of cause of global warming. For your information, to produce 1 kg of beef, we need 20 times more land and emits 20 times more greenhouse gases compared to planting 1 kg of beans. So if you switch from an ordinary omnivorous meal to a plant-based diet, you can reduce a carbon emissions of 0.8 tons per year. Or maybe if it's too hard for you to not eat all the meats, you can go by only cutting beef intake. And that is a cut of 0.6 tons per year. So the second tip I would like to share with you is to switch to a plant-based diet. Lastly, in transportation is also a big emission of greenhouse gases. Did you know that there is a 8.09 tons of baseline carbon footprint that all Malaysia residents have to bear per year? That is the carbon footprint induced by constructions, development, military service, and also public transports. So whether you are taking the public transports provided or not, they are still operating and you have to bear the environmental impact. And if you are taking private transports, then you are inducing extra carbon footprint. Since the impact is there, we should try to utilize the public transport service we have as much as possible. And if you're going to a place where public transport can't bring you there, try to travel by carpooling or low-impact transportation such as cycling and walking. So this is a quote that inspires me a lot, where Tanya Steele, who is the CEO of WWF said we are actually the first generation that knows we are destroying the world and could be last that can do anything about it. So let's try our best to change our daily habits to try to mitigate the climate change. By the end of my sharing, I would like to invite all of you to participate in my master's research survey on the perceptions of young people, like all of you, on green volunteerism, which is the volunteering activities in environmental context. For example, recycling activities, beach or river cleaning, and tree planting. So your participation will help to understand the motivational factors of students' volunteering engagement in environmental protection activities. So you can scan this QR code to complete the survey, or I will send the link to all of you later. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shinyi, for a very good presentation. It was very informative. And today, actually, there are different topics and different areas that we have covered for this talk. By the way, we have received also one question from the audience. If you don't mind, I'm sharing this question with you. One of our audience actually had the question about this program that you have presented. For example, our audience has been mentioned. As you can see, the question is here. This program actually in Malaysia has been implemented by government, the recycling campaign. Government actually made it compulsory. And also you can see it, even they impose fine for it. But because you can see in the question is written that the crowd, the people are still not fulfilled, that they're still not really practicing recycling. Then what else can we do?
What else can we do? Actually, we should educate the crowd. For example, we are trying to ban plastic bags, and the alternatives is biodegradable plastic bags, which are provided in all of the supermarkets or the shops that we try to buy things. Actually, we should avoid that also, because people will think if I didn't bring my own shopping bag, then I will just pay for the plastic bags lah. It's okay. They will think 20 cents is not a lot, but actually we should let them know what is the cost of using these biodegradable plastic bags. They are actually cannot be degraded so fast, and it is still harmful to the environment. We should educate them more. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the very good presentation, and thanks for joining into this session, and to APO. Okay, everyone, now right now we are moving into another speaker, also another volunteer is going to share the practices with us. Maybe we can refer to Yong Xian.
Hi, all right. Thank you, Dr. All right, so now I will share the screen for the slide. All right, so I guess I do a simple introduction for myself. So my name is Ko Yong Xian, and I'm actually a Chuxing, that I'm from Chuxi Foundation, and I actually studying in IPO also. So yeah, so you guys can find me for like future for activity or something else. Yeah, and so as you see, I'm from a Chuxing, we call it as IMU and IPO Chuxing, that the IPO Chuxing and IMU Chuxing is combined together as a team together. So, and as link back to the main source is like what is Chuxi Foundation? Since I said that Chuxing is from Chuxi Foundations, and actually Chuxi Foundation is start from Taiwan, and it's founded by Master Chen Yin, and this is the one that called Master Chen Yin, and Chuxi has been established for 54 years. Yeah, it's been 54 years, and we have been cover around 100 countries and more. And actually, Chuxi have four main missions, which is like in charity fields, medicine field, education field, and also humanist culture fields. So like for you guys have a simple, easy understanding, I just share a video for you guys have a look. So you guys will have an easy understanding on what is the four main missions. Oh, sorry. I guess I forgot to share the audio for you guys. A second, a moment. Alright, I guess we have a sound.
Tzu Chi volunteers regard the care recipients as people to be grateful of for showing them poverty, illness, and disabilities while reminding them that life is full of impermanence and hence they should be content and appreciative. As we give, we must be grateful. Only then can we care for those in suffering genuinely. Tzu Chi's charity work is to provide care for as long as it is needed with follow-ups. In the process, volunteers visit the care recipients monthly, and even after a care case is closed, they follow up once every 3 months to extend their care in life and spiritual aspects. Every relief effort of Tzu Chi, from home visits, assessments, compilation of aid recipient lists, drawing up the relief program, aid distribution, to revisitation of aid recipients, is wholly executed by volunteers in person, and the funds raised are used with honesty and integrity. The value of funds is maximized and given to the recipients directly. Volunteers visit welfare homes on a regular basis, bringing the inmates material and emotional support, as well as warming their hearts. In 1996, Tzu Chi International Medical Association, or TIMA, a medical support organization, was established, providing free clinic, medical outreach, and home visits, respecting lives and backing up where medical resources is lacking. Whenever disaster strikes, the medical team will join the relief team to carry out medical relief work. In 2004, UNHCR entrusted Tzu Chi with a mission by making Tzu Chi a partner in running a preschool education center and a medical outreach for refugees. Upholding the ideal of giving without expectations, Tzu Chi strives to establish a comprehensive education system to produce caring and loving future talents for society and humanity. Members of Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Association serve in society and become a positive influence in their varsity, bringing hope to the society. In Malaysia, recycling was initiated in 1995. Today, there are a number of recycling educational centers, recycling centers, and recycling points throughout the country, with over 20,000 people participating in recycling. In December 2003, Tzu Chi officially registered as an NGO with the United Nations. With the spirit of respecting lives, Tzu Chi has developed into a full-fledged humanitarian organization with global views, bringing hope to people in hardships, irrespective of political stand, race, religion, and geographical location. Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia went to Southeast Asia, Europe, and other countries for international disaster relief and medical support.
Alright, so this is all about the 4 missions. And back to the main topic, actually, that what is Chuting is actually very simple. Chuting is short term, long term is called Tzu Chi College Association. It means mainly for all those college students or uni students like me or like Xing Yi. So it's like this group is formed by all youngsters, like youth, like we can do a lot of volunteer stuff for us. Yeah. So what we do in Chuting is we're mainly on charity, that we should have like institution cares, collaboration with UNHCR, K1K. K1K is long term is called Kita Satu Keluarga, is for recent the COVID-19 case. Some of the families, they don't have job and they have suffered some problem of because of the COVID-19. So this is an institution case. So sometimes we will go to old folks homes or some places that need for some caring. Yep. And We also involved in medicine. Like we will go to like the Pudu Free Clinic. It's a clinic really is a free for those the one that need for medical care that they are, maybe they can't afford to go for clinics or hospitals for some medical treatments, and also refugee clinic also. So as you can see, right, this is some pictures that show that what we do in the refugee clinic. Obviously, we won't be involved in any medical field, but we will help on during registration, giving out some medicine that based on the doctors or and those things. Yeah, and also we have do participate in the environmental protection, which is recycling. And we will do recycling every month, but not now, because now it's like CMCO, right? And we also, what we do really actually do in collaboration with UNHCR for what we do in is actually refugee home visit and refugee clinic. So refugee also include refugee school. So we will go to the refugee school and teach the children maybe like music or some mathematics or other language, or teach them to learn some language lah. Yeah. And what we do in refugee home visit is basically you go there and see whether that what they need, and we write a report and back to UNHCR for like for the procedure lah. So basically we just see whether they're really in need for our help. And in choosing, we actually have a bonding. What we do between our choosing groups, right? We have like some choosing bonding activities, maybe for some birthday parties for someone's birthday, or some celebrate some festival, maybe like Chinese New Year's or Christmas or something else lah. So it's really based on what we do, what we plan for the celebration for bonding with each other. So like this, and so in FU and IMU and FU choosing, we actually have some activity going on in next following months or in the future lah. Simply say it's in the future. So if you guys curious what we have activities we're going to have, you can just follow us on Facebook. It's called IMU and FU choosing, or you guys can just scan this link, scan this QR code to follow up ours. And we also have one recycle point that near us. It's near the Vista Commonwealth B, or should say near IMU. Right, so this is the place. And here is the IMU, and beside here is the Vista Commonwealth B. So if you guys really interested on recycling, you want to try out recycling, then you guys can visit us. The recycling point will be operate on every third Sunday, and from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. But because of current is CMCO, right? So we don't have any activities yet. So we'll be further notice until when we have the recycle point will be operate back. So yeah, so probably it's maybe until currently it's not here around. Yep. And this is the contact person that you guys can contact us for like further information on like maybe activities or what it's teaching about. Yeah, so that's all. And
thank you very much for the sharing, and I hope maybe we can actually provide, because you are actually APU students, and it's good that our students actually hear from you and also from your experiences. But at this time, as you know, that unfortunately, not join some of these activities due to the pandemic. But hopefully, when the situation gets better, we can hear more from you, and maybe we can conduct some of these kinds of physical activities for our students to participate in these kinds of beautiful activities. Thank you very much for being with us and sharing your experience with us. And hopefully we hear from you again in other activities as well. Okay, for today, we are moving right now into the last speaker for today, Miss Jun Xiang, from the same Message of Xiang, from the same foundation.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Bera. So I'll be before my sharing with my sections. I'll introduce myself. So yeah, let me share the slides. Okay, so I'm Jun Xiang. Now is 22 years old. Currently studying in game design in Utah Songalong campus. So regarding my affiliation with Tzu I get to know this organization since I was 8, and I joined them 2 years after until the end of my secondary school. And then when I came to university, continued joining the Tzu like Yong Xian mentioned just now, for 4 years since then. And then I took part in a lot of volunteering activities. Yeah, and then for today, I'll be just sharing about my volunteering experience, which is the green volunteering part. So in 2016, my seniors invited me to join the beach cleaning activities, which is held in Morib Beach, Banting, in Selangor. And when I heard these activities from my seniors, it sounds quite interesting. So I also invited my course mates and friends. So, so you can see this is the beach cleaning activities when that time. So yeah, as in the picture, we can see a lot of trashes in the beach, and yeah, maybe from us, it is caused by the picnickers or the uh, visitors who cause this problem. So we volunteer ourselves in this beach cleaning activity, so to keep the beach clean. As a result, the beach got clean, and we all enjoy the morning in the beach. Okay, so this is an activities held by 2 years ago, 2018, in Broga Hills Plugging. It is a plugging activities. So for your information, the plugging is an activities originated from Sweden, if not mistaken. So and then it is all spread to the other countries in 2018. So at that time, we uh, happily and then to join these activities together. Also, this is the story where one of the morning, our friends spontaneously invited us to have a mountain hiking at Broga Hills. And he also, this is our senior. He also invited us to bring along our own plastic bags or recycling bags. And we all agreed to have a hiking at the hills and also plugging activities, which is when in our way up to the hills, we pick up trash in our way. Yeah. And then we have collected a few bags of plastics, all maybe also caused by the hikers, visitors from around the areas. Okay, so the next activities will be recycling night in our campus. For our campus, we held the activities every second Wednesday night of each month in our campus, one of the corner of our campus. So how do we collect those recyclable items? Is we announce it through our school email with the aid of department, and then students who will receive the email and they will send us their recyclable item from their either hostels or home. And then if the students miss any activities held by our teaching at night, they can also join the community recycling day, as Yongsen mentioned just now, every third Sunday morning of each month. Yeah. So this is basically my sharing about my experience in green volunteering. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. I'm so sure it was beneficial for our students as well. Okay, just could you please tell us that how are you doing these kinds of activities during this pandemic?
Okay, so during this pandemic, we have actually no physical activities. So all of the activities are held in online. But during that, there's a time when RMCO where we are allowed to go out. We tried one of the activities in physical, which is a bonding activities. So we do like pull back our uh, bonding in that activities. And then in community, we also have an activities which is the physical recycling day when the RMCO that time. Yeah.
Okay, that's great because probably many of our students wants to know during this. Maybe I'm so sure that many of them are interested to join these kinds of activities, but definitely they want to know that how they can participate in these kinds of activities during this pandemic. Do you have any other form of activities like online activities that our students can participate during this period of time?
Sure. If any students are interested in any activities, we will have a post in our Facebook or social media website, like Yongxian just now, and all of our information are shared, so any students can participate in any activities if they want.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Our students, they can go to the website and they can register for it, and probably they get emails and notification if you have some kinds of activities. Okay, that's right. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, by the way, before we finish this talk, I need to ask all the participants to fill up. There are 2 forms has been given in the comment page of both. If you are watching by Facebook or YouTube, there's no differences. The links are available in both Facebook and YouTube, and I will highly appreciate if everyone fill up those 2 forms which are available on the comment of these videos. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this webinar. And also thank you very much for the speakers, for all 5 the speakers, Dr. Chung Ching Wei, and also from the speaker of another foundation, means Intira, and also from the volunteers like Xin Yi, Yongxian, and Jun Xian. Thank you very much, and have a good time.